Benchmarking Watch Dogs Legion on an Intel i5-4670 on an HP OEM 18E7 motherboard with 8GB of DDR3 running at 1600 MHz. The GPU is an AMD Radeon ITX RX 480. For storage, there is a 1TB SSD from Silicon Power. The PSU is an EVGA 500W power supply, and everything is housed in the HP Prodesk 600G1 case. Anyway, let's open up Watch Dogs Legion and get started. Alright, Watch Dogs Legion, but before we get into the benchmark, let's just check the settings that we have set at 1910 by 1080. VSync is off, and that's what we got right here. Field of view 70. Quality, here I have it set to medium, and then I did a custom which I turned depth of field and motion blur and blew them off. That's kind of what I have it set at right down here. So it is rendering in 1920 by 1080. So let's do the benchmark. We're doing 50s, maybe some 60s here. To this alleyway, it usually gets a little bit higher. Let's see if it actually does. As you see right up there in the top left hand corner, you can see our GPU is at 100, which is good, and our CPU is at almost 100. That was close right there at 97. But we're heading up to 70s right there. That's pretty good. Okay, let's see, our max of 93, average of 57, and a minimum of 25. 1%, this is where what really matters right here. The 1% lows being 36, which actually isn't that bad, and the 0.1% lows being 27. Those are pretty close, so honestly, this might do pretty well in-game. Usually it always differs in-game from the benchmark. That's why I do an in-game test as well. CPU load 100, GPU load 100. I mean, that's better than having the one 100 and the other one not. At least they're both being utilized at maybe their fullest potential. But anyway, let's get in medium settings into some gameplay. Alright, so it kind of feels pretty stuttery, just walking around. Yeah, this is 30s, 40s FPS. Let's get on the spike once.
Urgent call. Possible hostile at your location.
Got it. Watch for hostiles.
I got this crazy fast car. Let's see how low the FPS goes now. Ooh, got some weird flickering right there. I don't know what that was. Honestly, that the driving, it's kind of stuttery. I might want to try like the lowest settings, see what that does. But I have a feeling the graphics look so bad when it's so low. So it's almost just worth it to keep it at this medium. It's almost like the RX 480 is being our limiting factor here. But anyway, let's try low settings. Alright, now that we're at the low settings, let's run a benchmark. I'm not sure what's going on here. It's much lower, even though we're on low settings. I don't know exactly what's happening here. It's way worse, even though we're on lower settings. Bad optimization, I'm guessing. I'm not sure what that was all about. I mean, the 1% and 0.1% are lower. The CPU load went, instead of 100, it's 93, but the GPU is still 100. I feel like there's just bad optimization for an AMD graphics card with this thing for some reason. But anyway, let's get into some gameplay and see if that changes. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this. This feels like it's, well, maybe smoother now. For a bit right there, it was so bad. It was worse than the medium. It seems like it plays a little slightly better on these low settings, so I'd probably recommend that. But if you just want the game to just look a little bit better, medium will probably be your way to go. But you're gonna get that little bit of FPS in the low here, which is gonna ease up the CPU utilization a little bit, which doesn't give you too much, but it's more of the GPU being a hindrance for once in the system. Usually all the times I benchmark, it's usually always the CPU, which is interesting. So it looks like the i5 4670 is actually decent at some of these games. Anyway, that's pretty much it. This has been benchmarking an i5 4670 and a RTX 480 on Watch Dogs Legion. Anyway, hopefully this helped you in some way. If it did, please leave a comment down in the description, and be sure to comment any other games that you want me to benchmark. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and maybe I'll see you in the next one.